Hello everybody, happy Saturday. We're back with some more Deltarune this morning. Well, actually this afternoon. It's just barely 12 minutes into the afternoon. We're going to play a little bit of Deltarune. We're going to try to do as many runs as I can fit in, which is hopefully going to be more than one. Historically, I've only seemed to have like one run ever make it a stream. And so far, historically, that's worked out with the runs that have actually made it. But I'd like to try to bring down my PB. I feel like I'm at the point where I can eventually at some unknown point get it, but I'd like to try to bring down my PB. But if I take a hit before we make it to the castle, I'd like to probably reset. You know, Aqua 1 originally was a choke point. I don't want to treat her like she's not still a choke point. She is. But I'd like to try to see how far we get and go from there. So we will go ahead and get started. I don't know why Streamlabs ultimately decided it was going to work today, but I'm not complaining. So without further ado here, let me make the game volume a bit louder. And get started. The same choke points still apply. We'll see how we do. Although Gon did tell me about the Netski skip, which I did not know about casually. So that should help. So I don't know how much time I ultimately will have to give today, maybe 2.5 hours, maybe 3. But I can't really give much more. So I did practice the Seth Aqua Orange side of the castle yesterday. Just, you know, I hadn't historically had any problems with it, but since I practiced the left side with the hat hallway and everything so heavily, I thought I'd just check the right side. And I'm glad I did. I got hit on that fight 5 times in a row. It was really discouraging, and it turns out I was trying to force my way to the glove way too aggressively, and I needed to slow down. Like it's a miracle that it worked out as well for me as it did, but it's actually a really scary fight. I think I must have hit like the center of the glasses every time accidentally to not realize how bad it gets when there's 3 knives flowing by. But like it gets really, really awful. No. I'm like, I can make it, I can't make it. Tried to take that a little too quickly.
Here I come, San Francisco!
Slow it down. No need to rush. Of course I'd miss. There we go. So, unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong with trying to knock Netsuke out of the chest, we should make our way to Aqua 1. So my 4 hit included 2 hits on the yellow door, the hat room, and the laser. 2 hits that I really don't think I'll be getting this time. So I may either take the hits elsewhere, or I might just not get hit in those areas at all. So there's definitely a possibility of bringing the PB down, but it really depends a lot on the choke fights. Aqua 1. To a lesser extent, Aqua 1 and Seth, I still think the first attack with Aqua and Seth isn't that bad, but if I keep trying to dodge knives in the direction the pinwheel spawns, it can be awful. Ideally, I could keep dodging in the center because the knife pinwheels only spawn on the edges, but it doesn't always work that ideally. And then, of course, there's orange and green. Yellow and blue to a smaller extent. I still think attack 3, you have to be quick with your reaction. That's the attack I'm most scared about out of the moveset of 4. And then, of course, the Seth Aqua, orange bullet. Flowery, of course.
Hey.
Yeah, so no need to trigger the cutscene on the right yet until we know we're going to beat Aqua 1. This file may or may not have the lodestones. I think it does. I'd like to try to equip the lodestones with blue and yellow just so that I don't have to see the bullet attack more than one time. Aqua 1. I always forget they have to move up and not just hold C. Yeah, I have to go to the corner there. That was not an easy weave to make. What? Wait a minute. I thought I went between that. Okay. I don't know if I agree. I keep thinking I'm going in between it, understanding where they're weaving to. But every now and then I'm hit and I don't quite understand why. I'd have to double check. Because that's not the first time I go between it thinking I've weaved perfectly and I'm still hit. I barely got into the knife pinwheel at all. I think that was only the second or third one that popped, so that's especially embarrassing. It's not like I was trying to run through anything. I thought I perfectly weaved it and I just didn't. But yeah, basically if we get hit before a castle, I'm just resetting. There's just no point. Even if I can bring my PB down from 4, I'd rather just have a run make it to castle. It's weird because I have to always figure out if the pinwheel attack is going to go counterclockwise or clockwise. So it is a little bit tricky. Let me see if I can drag the slider down while we're going through this relatively slower section. See what exactly happened.
My favorite.
Like, what did I do when I was weaving? Like, what did I not account for? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm at the attack on my left monitor. Let's see. Oh, I didn't go between it at all. I just... Wow, I was way off. Never mind. I thought I was perfectly between it. I just let the rightmost knife hit me. I was too busy looking to see where the next pinwheel was popping, thinking I was perfectly positioned, and I just wasn't. I let the right knife, like, right comfortably hit me. It didn't even graze me. It just directly went into my body. So yeah, I was nowhere close. Okay, that's not the game's fault. That's 100% mine. I don't know how I got it that wrong, though.
Here I come, San Francisco.
I seem to do fairly well if I have a run that makes it to castle, but We'll see if we have one of those. I know last time it looked discouraging for a while, but then it was like really, it took off and flew. We basically took our first hit on orange-green. I'd rather not have another hour before we make a run to castle though, that'd be awful. Missed the last one. It is discouraging that Aqua 1 is as much of a choke point for me as it is. I understand it's like not free, but I die there a lot on runs. I don't die there a lot when I'm practicing the fight. But it's really tough to build a rhythm if I'm only really streaming like maybe 2 times a week. So making our way back to Aqua after the puzzle here. I don't know why the first input always struggles to be registered. Like I'll stand on it and nothing happens, and I have to stand on it again. Like that. I had to double tap it. It's like that every time with the first one.
Beth. They're eating my flesh.
Yeah, I must have thought, I'm looking at the knife footage from my first attempt and I just don't get it. Why did I think I was between it? Did I think it was supposed to rotate one direction and then it rotated the other? Because I was nowhere in between the knives. When I felt like I moved perfectly between them and I wasn't. Anyway, I don't like to overanalyze hits like that. It's gonna change too much how I approach the attack and make me get worse with it. It's like thinking too hard about orange-green fire Like, the hitboxes on the fire itself are so small that you're more likely to get hit trying to overcompensate and stare too hard to the point you let Girona hit you, or you burn through your Z charge and then the Girona hits you. You're less. It's more likely to be a problem if you actually try to just like react too heavily. And so I think it's the same thing. If I think too hard about this, I'm going to make the attack worse. Like I can count the number of times I've been hit by orange-green fire on one hand 4 times. 2 times, 6 times if we count the 2 times during my blind playthrough when the game first came out. But I can count more than 2 hands the number of times where I freaked out because of fire, blew a Z charge, and then got hit by the Girona. Too many times. So it's just best to just like not panic. Alright, back to Aqua 1. Don't think too hard about attack 3. Yeah, I'm having to go to the sides, kind of some awkward weaves there. Okay, we take those. Okay. I'm the worst from... That is actually my worst Omega pattern. When it drops from the top and goes down, that is the easiest. I seem to see that one the most. That one is my worst pattern. I'm glad I got it. I don't know why, it just is. I feel like I get bullied into the sides a lot easier. I'm trying. My goal here is to try to be a bit less aggressive than I normally am with those soul fights, even if it means just standing back from Buster. I am still worried about Seth Aqua 1, not the bullet pattern, but their actual fight, just because the first attack... It's not really hard, it's just that sometimes my dodges of the knives lead to a pinwheel spawn. More times than I'd like to admit. And I either have to dodge back into the 2 knives, or I don't, and I get hit by the pinwheel spawn. It doesn't happen often, but it happens often enough to where I'm like... I feel like anybody else would have dodged this, but not me.
Go. 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 Go.
Everyone's doing chapter 5 no hit. Welcome, Skelly. Hope you're doing well. Have you been doing a grind of chapter 5 as well? I don't think I fully followed if you had been. But by everybody you mean other people are streaming it right now too? For me, I don't really have a choice because, you know, my work schedule, you know, I'd like to be able to do a little bit each day. My schedule just doesn't allow for it. Two times a week typically seems to be the best I can do. You are grinding it? Well, good luck. I feel like it's definitely doable. It's just, it's got several choke points. For sure. I mean, I feel like every run has its fair share of those, especially 3 onward. Nice shot. One of those days, those books are going to get me, and I'm going to feel silly. Why did, I don't know why that was auto-modded. I was about to add it. No PB or anything. Yeah, I know everyone's trying to get. I mean, the thing is, what won it over for me is that none of the bullet patterns are so insane visually that I can't follow it. Like, my biggest thing is, like, if things were like Omega Floweries, Shuriken 2s, and everything flying across the screen, I'd be like, I can't do it. I can't have an hour of that. But none of the bullet patterns, even though there are unfair bullet patterns, none of them are like visual torture. So, and I like chapter 5 a lot casually, so it makes it easier to do runs. Bear Kidney, thank you much for the sub, and thank you for the luck. I am going to need it. I guess Automod doesn't like a lot of things. I feel like there's only been one instance ever where it's actually blocked something it was supposed to block. Every other time it's just too sensitive. Yeah, Flowery... Yeah, I mean, the last 3 attacks are definitely the worst. I would argue the last 2 are the absolute worst. Just because the bamboos aren't always free in terms of their spawn placements, and sometimes most of the time I actually run into bamboo. That's the reason I lose, is I think I have enough time to move up and then dash, and I move up and I get hit. Or I think the burst is going to go down super fast, and it goes super slow, and I'm just wrong. That's not where I wanted to target, but okay. Interesting. I didn't even know Ralsei could reach that far with the axe. That was really strange. Yeah, that's what I do, but that's also the biggest weakness of the fight. I spend so much time focusing on where they're going to spawn that I sometimes do not give myself enough time to dash through the bamboo, and I go and just end the run right there, and I'm like, that was so stupid. And then to add insult to injury, it doesn't even burst in an area I would have had to worry about anyway. But like that's the biggest issue is it's mostly like how you handle the bamboo and how you handle the spawns. And sometimes I like psych myself out as to where things are going to go. All right. See, we're using the improved strats of not attacking. We deserve to lose our last run because we attacked. The thing was, I didn't understand that Susie and Ralse had different spare values, and I thought because I would do Chris's attack, Chris act, Susie act, and then try to spare with Ralse, and I'd be short. And I forgot that the acts have priority over spare. So I'm like, well, it's either facing 1 or 2, I guess I gotta attack. And then I watched Gone, and I'm like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Yeah. It's actually T that I have right now. Oh gosh, I missed the short hop and I almost lost. Holy cow. That was more stressful than it needed to be. I need to save those short hops for like the final aqua section. That's why I need to drink coffee? No, I'm too sensitive to caffeine. Unfortunately, I can't do that. And I mean like really, really sensitive. It makes me way too jittery. Okay, people are going to be seeing a lot of C spam. Sorry, I just haven't practiced this section enough without using C. And Aqua 1 is enough of a choke point for me that I just like, I'd rather just be overly safe. Yeah, I mean, the thing is you get the armor that's useful way too late in the chapter is the problem. There's useful stuff you get, it's just like you can't actually use it in the chapter. Left or right? Okay. Of course, if I had despawned one, that would have counted it as a hit. Alright, now I just have to not go into a pinwheel spawn. That's like the only thing I need to do. Make sure I attack Aqua. Make sure I don't go to a pinwheel. Okay, really abbreviated with the new patch. I wonder how this is gonna affect my TP. Probably not a whole lot. Okay. I'm not gonna do anything cute, I just wanna dodge it. I like the idea of moving slowly with it, but I just, no. No thank you. Duck. Yeah, I agree with you about the armor. I like the idea of like what we can do with chapter 6 with what we've got. I just wish we weren't limited to choosing 3. I mean, I get it though. We took a run the castle, which was basically my goal. I would have reset at any point if I'd taken a hit before that. See, if I get it, if I get the chapter 5 no hits, I'd like to be 4th ever to do it. That way I could put forward ever right there in the title. And the internet would laugh uproariously. They'd be like, this person gets it. They understand Deltarune humor. But I practiced the hat hallway a lot, and it is a lot more consistent than I thought it was as long as I just move quickly. The attack and slashing the hats is actually really safe. I thought it was not safe. I thought it was going to be like Roy Melee hitboxes when trying to hit those little things that change the perspective, Super Paper Mario style. And it's actually a lot more consistent. I'm just glad that I'm glad that so many people are trying it. Because, I mean, it's a fun chapter casually. I just have to learn to be patient with the Seth Aqua Orange bullet pattern. Because I have a tendency to be a little too aggressive during that phase. Especially when I practiced it and took so many hits. Like, so many failed attempts on it yesterday when I practiced that section. Because I wanted to practice both castle sides. I was worried about the Aqua knife spawns on the right. And so I just went through that hallway casually, and then I'm like, oh, this is actually a problem. I see why people practice it. Yes, the birdly feather. The only friend we need in here. Ideally, I'd like to not encounter terracotta at all, if I can help it. And yeah, better not dash too quick. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I can probably double jump over the set of 2, I just... No. No, thank you. I don't think that was optimal, but we did it. I've tried the spinning variant where I make them spin faster, and I'm like, this feels worse. It might be consistent, but it looks terrifying.
Back.
I don't actually, technically, I don't even know if I need to move it up a single tile at all. I may not need to. We just need to change the perspective. Wah wah. Did it wrong. The one time in Deltarune we're allowed to touch cheese and not have to worry about fighting a mouse. Oh wait, never mind. We do have to worry about that just a bit later. We should be okay. I just worry about missing the crits too much. Okay. Okay, quick restroom break and I'll come right back. No, not stalling that long, I hope. Alright. Alright, deep breath. The scary parts of this side are coming up. Just remember, this is the C button, this is the X button. Don't mix them up when things get scary. That has happened twice where I've hit the wrong button. They're too low to the ground. I don't know what to that. I could Ruin Buster stall, I just don't think it's a wise decision. I need to get to the center of this map quickly. Don't let them. Oh, so close! Okay. We are going to orange and green. That's where we took our hit last time on RPG. Yeah, no hit. Just had to confirm because I don't think it counts once the glasses explode. If you hit it, like if you fall on a sword on the way down, your soul I don't think is active at all. All right. Yeah. I have about 70% consistency with the Omega, which means I'm 100% not getting it. That's just how it works if you actually do runs. You could do moves where you get them 7 times in a row, but like anything will happen if you have a run. You have to be humble and accept it. Throw some X over here, please. Ridiculous. Good thing we have enough attack power to where missing all the crits doesn't matter. It would be terrible if it did. Alright. I'm gonna dodge. I'm gonna start on the top right because the top left has the fist hitbox, so there's less wiggle room to move. Whew, okay. This is a new PB. This is the furthest we've made it without getting hit. Yeah, it always looks scary. The thing is, the toughest part is just like being aware of the left side of her body and which direction she's coming from, because the left side has the fist and it is massive. It is so disjointed from the line as to where you can be safe that you just have to constantly keep track of like where she's gonna be coming from. Whether it's coming from bottom to where it's gonna be the left side, or whether she's coming from top and it's gonna be the, yeah, so it's all matters of just uncomfortable. Yeah, for day 3 of actually practicing a full run, this isn't bad. I'm happy. Like, even if it ends up like being like months until I actually get it, or much later, I'm happy. It's so much fun running this. That's fine. That's okay. See, if the Shinobeetle went Nyon, I would have spared, but they didn't.
Beth.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, now I did practice the left side casually, so hopefully things should go without too much trouble. Don't even have to bother with you, I can just ignore. I had to practice this side because 2 hits were taken on the overworld section last time with my last PB. Wrong way. Apparently didn't practice this part enough. I practiced the hat section. I don't even think this is evidence we need to pick up. It isn't. That happens later. That's fine. I've never gotten the skip. Never will get the skip. Where's the second one? Wait, what? Oh, they both fired at the exact same spot. little late on my dodge there. Yeah, evidence after yellow, that's right. Yeah, I know when he comes down from the ceiling and slams down, like, it's so cool. It's cool here, it's cool in the flowery fight. It's, like, definitely one of the most iconic parts of fighting it. The move itself in battle, though, no. Blue and yellow in the flowery fight, not iconic. It's just terrifying. But the actual him falling down from the ceiling is always one of the coolest parts of that fight. I will collect this simply because Aqua will drown if I don't. That's right, we need to trigger this cutscene first, then the door opens. Look at that. Because we're wearing this, Chris's skills are 20% more powerful. Alright, here we go. That went well. Now one of those slashes came out really late. Really late. I'm like, what on earth did I do? In case I need to take a fall, I will just clear out some of these. I hopefully won't need to. There we go. I could have gone, I didn't. So we have to wait a couple of cycles now. There we go. Now you can actually beat this Root Buster only. You don't actually have to attack this at all, but we're going to attack it. To be kind of deferential to this. Anytime now, when it lands. Okay. Okay, so this section, we took, at this point of the run, 3 hits. in my last PB, because we took one on orange and green, we took one in the hat hallway, and we took one in this fight. And then we took one hit flowery during the orange-green flame, and that constituted my 4-hit PB. Yeah, you can. Like, if you are so scared that you are going to mess up the timing or bounce too much and get hit by a knife, you can just sit on the floor and Rude Buster. It actually will fill up the laser charge like 3/4 of the way, and you can still comfortably beat it as long as you like keep Rude Bustering like every opportunity you have to Rude Buster. You don't even have to like attack during the time period before the knife starts coming out. Strictly Rude Bustering only will still work. It's really silly. Yeah, after I took a hit that I'm like, I wonder if you can just do this, and I'm like, you can. You lose all your aura from doing it though, but you can. But like, what gets me in that fight is I try to maximize the damage, so there's times I will like try to do one last swipe on the way back down, and then yellow moves with the up arrow, so it launches me back up and I get hits. And I'm like, I shouldn't have gotten greedy for the damage. And then I'm like, I just would have Root Buster now and see if that's okay, and it's okay. How can blue also heal? Yeah, do you mean like in the fights? Whenever you try to attack yellow and the rain cloud heals yellow back to full? Or do you mean something else? Yeah, I don't know. I wish fight only worked on more bosses. Like Seth Aqua being like the well, I guess orange and green fight does work in an odd sort of way. But like not in the way we want it to. Like not ending the fight quickly, but merely as a means to gain TP. I don't know, the same way that drinking like the pure water or whatever it's called in Pokemon heals like 50 HP and more than a potion. I don't know. It's just how it happens, I guess. It's just how it has to be. I remember always thinking that's funny, a potion that like medical pharmaceutical people expertly crafted 20 HP, just regular fountain water, 50. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say. Go back? Do I need that? Train plans? Oh, I don't think I need train plans for anything. Act-wise. Yeah, the perp book I need. I know the perp book for sure I need. I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's completely fair. I am actually going to have to double check. I have forgotten. I think the order is set per book. Then it's going to be green and the shirt, then aqua the blood spatter, and then it's going to be blue and the rib. No, I don't need to check. I know that's the right order. It took me a while to think about it. Alright. I'm most worried about attack 3. Just because sometimes the bullets go in a weird direction and I preemptively move a certain way and it's the wrong way to move. I didn't really do the best grazing there. We're probably gonna have to take 5 attacks, that's okay. Okay, attack 3. Okay. Oh, 38. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. No! 1 hit so far. I'll update it after the fight. Okay, 1 hit. Yeah. I mean, my movement there wasn't very clean. Little embarrassing, but I mean, it is a new distance PB for sure. We just need to not take 3 hits. I'd like to see this run through to the end. I wasn't expecting to get like a no-hit day 3. It's always the attacks you least expect sometimes.
Go back. Back. Back.
Yeah, I mean, that was so close to just being castle top. But depending on how we do here, this may be like the last run I actually do, where I see it to the end if I get hit. I just try to go for the whole thing. Now, as embarrassing as it is to say, the section where you're meant to work with Ralsei and Susie, I need training reels. I'm not proficient enough with my axe to be able to do that on my own. I have to fall down twice and let them take over. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm going to forget. I don't think it matters really at this point anymore. Actually, it might for the Root Buster. Actually, it might for the Root Buster damage, actually. Okay. All right.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Like that, doing the attack right before we land into the fight. It's always cinematically funny to me. I mean, might as well start missing them here rather than the flowery fight. Okay.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Because a flowery is basically everything that Rose feels that they cannot be. And I know that that's kind of like the low-key reason. I need my training wheels. At some point I do need to learn it, but it's just, no, it's too scary. Don't want to lose a run to failing miserably. Oh no. Okay. I'm like, I'm going to land in a really bad spot. Okay, and I didn't. I did, but I lived to tell the tale. Okay, I was afraid I was gonna get hit by that tiny fist, and I'm like... One hit going into Flowery. Need to pour some more water for myself. I thought this was a platform I could jump on, but it's supposed to be in the background. Yeah, no, I mean, I think the personality as well. I don't like any of Blue's attacks, really. That's kind of the big thing, is just like, I think Blue has like the least interesting attacks of the flowers.
Chris.
Yep.
I'm so used to holding the
Yep.
C button, I forgot he had a line there that said Chris.
Yep. 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 Yep.
actually. Okay, that should be fine. Question mark.
Just kidding. You're orange.
Yeah.
Take that. And one more for the fans.
Okay. Looking maybe like a one-hit. Oh my god, if I didn't flub it. If it didn't flub attack 4. If I didn't flub attack 4.
With your powers combined. Omega Flowery. Blast Gerona. 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 Gerona.
One hit! Time to change my PB. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Oh man. That was adrenaline pumping. Yeah, I mean this is only my third full run. Like this is my third day of streaming, but like it's I have abandoned so many runs that died to Aqua 1. Like that didn't even get off the ground. I don't know if I want to do another run after this. I mean, I don't know how I can really follow that up. If I do another one, it's, you know, I want it to be on a fresh day. Now, if I had gotten like 4 hits here, I would have done another run, but I don't know. Anyway, wow. I'll make it to the end because this may be something I want to export to my YouTube channel. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Let me just
Jump. Back. Jump.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point right now where
Yep.
basically I can just reset at any hit. I've hit the one
Yep.
I've hit the one hit goal. I mean, I can't bring it. I mean, you can't really improve it any more than that. Just going to than just resetting upon any hit now. Yeah, I don't know if I really can do another run. I'll be honest with you, Skelly, and this might be me selling myself short. I expected to kind of have to throw away more runs than this. And so I thought I would be able to have more time to be able to do more runs because I thought more runs were going to be tossed to the side. But I actually have another stream to do later that I need to do of, you know, some of the games that have been balancing other than Deltarune. So I can't spend too much time playing Chapter 5 just because of the fact I have other games I have to still play.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you know, this is definitely great progress. I was so terrified of the hat hallway, and I mean I almost got hit to it. But I mean it was consistent with practice yesterday.
Yep. Yep. Back up. Back. Jump back. Jump back.
But yeah, so I'm trying to think. I don't think I'll have time tomorrow to do a run. There's too many things I have to juggle. I have a haircut I need to get because my hair is getting long. Then there's a tournament I have to go to. Then there's my sister's house I have to go to. Monday I'm streaming something else. Tuesday I'm streaming something else. Wednesday might be the next possible day I have to stream. Like I said, this is something I wish I could like continually reinforce because I'm so close that if I were to just have several consecutive days with it, I'm sure I could probably land it. It's just, you know, life isn't throwing me that, and I don't want to like force it. I'm just happy that it looks like it's possible. But yeah, I do appreciate the company. It's always nice to have somebody to talk to while doing these runs. Because half the time I'm just silent and concentrating. Can't really, you know, when I'm dodging things rapidly, really think of very interesting things to say. So it's nice to have material when people talk. That's what kind of made like the Flowey grinds more tolerable too, is like I got into such a rhythm with doing them that when people were talking, I could reach out like in between like the Flowey transition phases whenever there was like the warning, and I was able to like reach out during that time period. It was great. The Flowey grind, however, was not. Never again do I want to do a grind like that. But I'm just happy Flowery is getting consistent. Like I'm actually getting somewhat good at blue and yellow. You just the trick really is to just like hit as little bamboo as you can if you can get away with it. If you can dash through like the first set of 3 and then the set of 4, you're generally in pretty good shape. Even if you run into like no bamboo after and you just tap Z, you won't get hit by the back wall as long as you get into the rhythm. So you can genuinely get away with just like passing only through the bamboo at the front end. So I'd like to just keep having patterns that let me coast along the bottom. I know some people like prefer doing it on top, and I just perspectively it's harder for me to look at things coming from underneath than it is from things coming from above. I don't know why that is. It doesn't logically, I don't know why. It just is that way. Anyway, I'm gonna take a look pretty soon to see if there's anybody I'm able to... Anybody running, anybody I can raid right now. Does not look like it's... But yeah, I'll upload this to my main YouTube channel. It's basically like the last kind of update I'm probably gonna have for a while, just because I'm probably only gonna be able to do 2 runs a week. Or like 2 days with runs a week, which may translate to 2 runs a week. Yeah, because I need to come back in probably about 3.5 hours with my afternoon stream. Need a little bit of a healthy break, get out there, touch grass. But if I step on the blue flowers, I will die. So I will try not to do that. But yeah, 1 hit. I just, you know, that's the first time I had a Flowey attempt like 100% succeed while doing the run. Now I say 100% succeed, but I got the 9% like match the pose rather than like 10%, which, you know, isn't a big deal. You just have to do, if you stay on the top, you're like 100% not going to get hit by the fans whenever he does the bonus attack, so it's not a big deal. Because it'll never bounce in such a way that it will stay along the top. I'm sure it's the same is true if you do it from the bottom. It'll never stay on the bottom. But yes, unfortunately, today is just not a day I really could fit another grind in. But holy cow. I went from 7 stream 1 to 4 stream 2 to 1 stream 3. Like it's just a matter of, you know, what choke point is going to get me. Or not get me. Maybe it won't get me at all. Alright, everybody. Well, I'll be back in about 3.5 hours or so for Shining in the Darkness. Now, I apologize for the Xenogears streams. I felt sick earlier in the week and they gave me 4 arguments instead of the usual 2. So I was lax on the Monday, Thursday stream. I will return to regularly scheduled content Monday and Thursday, I promise. Feel bad that I have just neglected that redeemed time slot entirely. But thanks everybody for stopping by. I'm gonna go outside and before it starts raining, get a good walk in. Take care.